What's up, OT gang? We got me,
What's up, everyone?
Brandon, and Noah on
What's
this
going on, guys?
podcast. Kevin
Kevin
is
quit, actually.
a minor
Yeah.
still, currently.
So, labor laws and
Some labor laws.
we're actually being sued for
We're
child.
being audited
child
right now.
slavery. Yeah, so we had to put them off the payroll. Anyways,
Anyway.
welcome to this episode. What number is this?
This is
I keep losing count.
13 maybe?
13,
12?
14?
13.
I think it's 13.
Welcome to the 13th episode,
If
possibly.
we're wrong, you'll see it in the title.
Yeah. Just wait on the title.
Yeah. All right. So, Brandon,
Anyway.
what do we got to talk about today?
School started back up.
Yes,
That was
college.
that was zany.
Oh,
No.
didn't like that.
No, I actually had a really weird first day. It was like super, super weird. So, okay.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued. So, I had a really weird first day. So, it's really strange, but I got flexed on in my first hour. For the weirdest thing, too.
Please tell me more.
I literally got so flexed on. It was not even funny. So, I was talking, we were doing like icebreakers or whatever,
Right.
and like, the teacher asked me like, oh, what did you watch over the break? And I said Black Mirror, because Black
Okay.
Mirror is
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. Did you watch Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch? Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
All right. Different
I'm
episode.
excited, but
Different episode.
no, not yet.
All right. Anyways.
And it keeps on going, and then somebody asked, like, he didn't even ask this kid. He didn't even ask, the professor did not ask this kid anything at all. He just says, oh, and I've actually watched the whole Black Mirror series. And then he just, like, looks over at me. I was like, okay?
All right.
Like,
so
okay,
let's
sure?
analyze this very deeply here. So this kid flexed on Brandon because he watched the entirety of Black Mirror over Christmas break.
No, not over Christmas break. He
Wait.
just said in general. He's seen the entire thing.
Okay, that's even worse.
That's even worse. 100%
That's nothing to flex
awkward.
about. All right.
Anyway, yeah, that was
So
weird.
that's that.
Oh my goodness!
What?
I just looked at my notes and I just remembered this. On the first day, also,
Yeah.
why it was such a weird day.
Uh-huh.
So I just I'm walking to one of my classes, right, and I look over to my left, and there's a dude with like a squirrel like on his heel like a dog, and then he just reaches down and just starts petting him. It's so weird. It's so
That
weird.
can't be real. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
You can't make this stuff up. He literally, then he just like gets up and walks away, and the squirrel just follows him, and I just go to class. I'm like,
That's some
that just happened.
That's some Snow White stuff right there, dude. With like the animal or Cinderella or whatever.
Yeah.
With all the
That's
animals.
super
freaking-
weird.
Oh,
Super
that's
weird.
nuts.
Strange first day.
You guys ever like have stuff happen to you and you're just like, is this real life? Because that's my first reaction. Is like, is this actually happening?
Usually when I have like weird stuff like that happen to me, I'm just like, I just get up and just start moving on. And I'm like, I should probably tell somebody about that.
And here he is.
911? No. No, it was just, ugh.
Okay.
Strange day.
Right.
Strange day. What about you? How's classes going?
Honestly, first day was pretty uneventful. Like, it was the classic, like, syllabus day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, got our syllabuses. I got a bunch of, like, early homework assignments. Spent quite a while on that. But other than that, it's fine. I think it's going to be a tougher semester than last semester because this is new territory and science classes are way harder. But it's whatever. I'm ready for it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't tell you this, but I switched out of one of my classes
Really?
because I was afraid to join in.
What was it?
I looked up on
Don't
Rate
you-
My Professor,
Oh.
and my professor had like a 1, I think,
Oh,
a 1,
no.
and they're like, she does not teach this at all, and it was graphics for simulation, so I don't know anything about that.
So you need to be taught.
Yeah, they were talking about like how you need to teach AutoCAD, I think it was, to yourself.
yeah.
I don't know what that is,
Right.
but
I think it's right,
like coding
design
or something?
program, yeah. All right. Yeah. The lowest. So my worst professor that I've had a 2, and he was really bad. So I can't imagine seeing
A 1.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a 1. Like I can't imagine something worse than. So yeah, I think I might back out of a class, especially if it's like. You know, I might still take it, but with a different professor. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I looked for
Yeah.
other professors. There was just it didn't
Yeah,
work out
that's
with the
that's
time.
like a niche subject. You know, it's like it's very specific too. So there might not be
Niche.
as many
Sorry.
professors. All right.
A niche subject. Sorry,
You like that new vocab word?
I do like that new vocab word.
Right.
Anyway,
So I'll just do this now. So, bringing you a OTP movie review.
movie
the first
reviews
film,
by
yeah.
Off the Top Podcast.
Yeah. Noah Davis here, senior film correspondent. We're talking about Aquaman today, folks. Now, I'm a digital media production major, and that means I want to go into film. So, you know, granted, I really thoroughly analyzed this film. So first, I'll say that if you like superhero movies and all you're going for is like action and stuff, then this is the film for you. The visual effects were great, honestly. Like, obviously, some stuff was corny, but most of it takes place underwater, and so you can't expect the VFX to be great because it's underwater. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's hard because you have to mimic all the effects of water.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was really interesting to see, you know, you could see how the water affected their movement and their hair, which was really good, and that was a good part. There were a few, like, marine biology things that I noticed, because I'm also a biology major, so, like,
yeah.
There's a scene in an aquarium, and there's a great white in the aquarium, and, like, there's never been a great white in an aquarium for more than 3 days. That's, like, a thing.
Yeah.
There is one now that's going on, but it's, like, it's more of, like, an open pool, you know, but this was in, like, a closed
I
tank
know what
with,
you're
like,
talking about.
a bunch of other fish, and there were 2 great whites in there.
Oh.
And so, like, that was a little,
Because
like...
that definitely happens.
Yeah, of course.
Of
obviously. And, you know.
I just went to the zoo. The other day.
Right. But anyways, back to the whole film. That was just one scene. Overall, I'm gonna go ahead and give this. I'll do it out of 5. So
Out of 5?
Yes, we'll do a 1.5 to 2.
Holy crap!
I'll go 2 on this one.
I was shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah, so there are a few things. I won't go totally into detail to take up too much time here. But, you know, Jason Momoa, he's kind of an all-star actor. I mean, he's not the biggest, but he's had roles before. I mean, he was already Aquaman in Justice League. He was Khal Drogo in, Game of Thrones. And he was in Baywatch or whatever. And, you know, so he brought a lot of attention to the movie. And he did pretty well. He said his lines a little too fast throughout the film, but that's nitpicking, you know. A lot of the costumes and effects were kind of not effects were good, but some of the costumes were a little bit ridiculous. Not the best, and the plot was just kind of thrown together. I feel like they kind of just tried packing everything in Aquaman's world and not explaining it all, you know?
I got you.
It's like, I compared it to Thor, because it's kind of like Thor in the sense that it's like a supernatural world that humans don't really know that much about, and there's a lot of, like, a totally different culture, you know? And in Thor, it's like, his details about, you know, the other worlds and stuff are thoroughly explained, and, you know, throughout all the films or whatever, even to this day, you know, Asgardian stuff is still being explained in, like, the newer movies. I mean, even though Asgard is gone, spoiler.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Asgard is
it's,
the people.
it's out of there. Yeah, it's the people, and everyone's
They're all dead, so never mind.
Next question. But for this, like, we didn't see it. We kind of saw Atlantean culture, but nothing was really explained.
Yeah.
The plot was kind of rushed, in my opinion, and this is my biggest thing, is that there was no character arc. And what I mean by that is, in the beginning of Thor, he's really cocky, right? Like, that's, that's his whole thing, you know? And he's super cocky, and, like, and by Thor Ragnarok, he's like, that's when he realizes, like, he doesn't need his hammer, and that's when he reaches peak maturity from what we've seen, you know?
Yeah.
Because in Infinity War, we didn't see him mature that much. I mean, he got a new hammer, but that was it. With Aquaman, we just kind of saw him instantly be perfect, you know?
Really?
Yeah, like...
I'm surprised. He was like, in Justice League, he was not good.
Right. It basically went from this. It basically went from Yeah, oh man, that's a whole nother thing. There was no relation to Justice League.
At all?
Like,
Is this supposed to be a prequel?
I didn't know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. Like, I did not know when these events took place.
Okay.
If I went back
That's
and
weird.
saw Justice League, I might be able to pinpoint it, but I don't want to watch that movie again.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Right.
Wasn't that good at all.
Right. And so Aquaman, I mean, obviously, when he's young, he doesn't know how to control his powers, and then all of a sudden he's old. He's old, and now he's like perfect. You know, like,
yeah.
he's not the most powerful, but he's not cocky. You know, like he knows the right things to do, and so, you know, there's just no character arc in my opinion, and it didn't really feel like an origin story to me. You know, like Thor didn't become king of Asgard until the third movie, but I'm about to spoil this.
Yeah. You're right.
But I'm about to spoil this. But Aquaman becomes it at the end
of the first.
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Like, it's a little weird.
Right. And so, it's just like, I wanted to see more Aquaman growing up and stuff. So, official film review, 2 out of 5.
Yeah, who's the director of that?
Oh, I do not know that one. 1 second.
Well, he just got torn to shreds by Off the Top podcast.
I hope he doesn't get sued. I love Jason Momoa, by the way. I thought he did pretty good. But yeah, so official review. It got a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't know. It's James Wan.
James Wan, get torn to shreds. Is all I have to say to him.
Sorry, brother.
Get absolutely ruined.
He did some good ones too, but he did The Conjuring.
Oh 2. Wow, that was popular.
Fast and Furious 7, but
that was a good one.
I don't know. Just
I've seen most of it.
Those are Noah's thoughts for you today.
That is Off the Top movie reviews over and out.
Next week, yeah. Maybe I'll watch movie. Will you guys sponsor me so I can go can
watch movies on stream and just be like, this is absolute crap. Are you kidding me?
Smash that. Leave a comment if you want to see me live stream on Twitch and we can watch movies together.
You can watch movies. Is that a flicker in the top right screen? Are you kidding me?
So yeah, we could
just tear directors and actors to shreds.
No movie is safe. All right, but
anyway, so this is a success podcast. So I got a little something for you.
Something here.
This is well, the point of this podcast, if you don't know, if you're new here, is not movie reviews, but we enjoy movie reviews, so we're gonna do them. But the point of the podcast is success and life training, tips, advice. So I was actually scrolling through Twitter.
Okay.
Weird place to find advice, but I was like, I really connected with it.
Dumb advice.
Terrible advice. So we're just ripping everything to shreds now.
Yeah.
We're past movies. But no. It said that you should have 3 different hobbies.
All right.
One should be creative.
Perfect.
And innovative, and then another should make money.
Okay.
And then another should link to your career, which I think is actually really important.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Like that's what we're doing.
Right.
As a group, we're coming on here talking about things like things that we want, that we believe in, things that we want to do, and it interests us. No, Noah has to sneeze. No, never mind.
I just didn't want to burp into the mic, so I turned away.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't
had to comment.
Had to comment, but no, you should definitely look for hobbies that link to what you want to do in life, because like if you want to do that in life, it's obviously going to interest you. So have a hobby that you can practice it now.
My hobby is tearing movies to shreds.
Yeah.
And I want to, go into film when I'm older, so boom.
Yeah, of course.
It was kind of a joke, but at the same time, like, I want to go into film and stuff, and so, I watch a lot of movies and stuff, and, that sounds like you're just watching movies, but, like, if you're actually analyzing the movie, it's more than just watching.
Yeah.
And so it's like
definitely.
I definitely get what you mean with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I think
and then have one that makes you money, so you can do what you want to do.
I don't know.
So you can take that hobby into a career.
Would make money though, like
a hobby that makes money. I guess they're saying like a job.
Yeah.
That like interests
which,
you.
Like,
I guess.
I think that could be worded better, but
Yeah.
Like I think that's more just like a job, because I think it's hard to have a hobby that makes you money unless you're really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess YouTube technically would be a
Right,
hobby.
right.
Like,
Or like,
not
you know,
like the podcast. I'm saying like this is technically our creative. So like if we were to have a YouTube channel
mm,
that we were actually good at
yeah.
and made money, then yeah.
We are now criticizing ourselves.
We're now tearing off the top podcast to shreds.
Let's analyze it. No, but no, I get that. Like, you know, unless you're like good at really good at like music or cooking or something.
Yeah, yeah.
In that case, you can make money.
Yeah,
No,
true.
I agree with that, and I definitely think career. I think that's a big one.
Yeah,
because
hobbies linked to career.
Yeah,
I think
because-
that's so interesting.
Because first off, like, it can either make you want to go into the career more, or it can maybe make you realize that
That's
career
not
isn't-
for
yeah,
you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
And
perfect.
So I think it's important to do that either before or during college, especially because, like, you know, it will reinforce your major, and you know, you don't want to waste money on credits that you're not going to use. You
Yeah,
know?
for real.
And like
So much money.
You know, this film and stuff that I watch all the time, and you know, I have a class on it right now that I like love. Ooh, voice crack.
Voice crack.
But it made me realize even more that I want to go into film. You know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that one's extremely important.
Super important to have a hobby linked to your career.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and it was off of like an account that I'm like, it's what the F facts,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like
No, I know
they're
what you're
usually terrible.
Right.
Like they'll just throw whatever on there
Right.
now. But like
Literally
I was like,
whatever
holy
content
crap,
they
I like
can.
that.
maybe they're trying to turn over a new leaf here.
Yeah, maybe,
Mhm.
hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, creative, one that gets you money, and one that's linked to your career. So I would just suggest looking into that for
Yeah.
now.
For sure.
So also, I struggled with this myself. I don't know if you do. I feel like everybody our age does.
Alright.
But figuring out your identity at
Yes.
at 18,
Yeah. Oh, there's a psychological thing about this, isn't there?
psychological,
Yeah, like this is a
definitely. But
Stage...
I'm
No,
not
this
sure
is
where
a
you're
stage
going
in
with
life
it.
called identity. Like, it's one of the stages, and
Stage.
it's like
Okay.
forming your identity. Is
Oh
in
yeah,
this,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking
Like
about?
yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot, I forget his name. It starts
It's
with an
like,
E.
Here,
I think
you
it's
keep
Eric
talking,
something.
You keep.
All right, yeah,
Erickson,
yeah.
and I'll
So
look
no one's gonna look this up real quick, but where I was going with it is I just realized like the other day, like everything's a maybe. So like I feel like once you start figuring out like what is a yes and what's a no for you, like okay, so let me explain everything's a maybe real quick. So you're like maybe that is the right thing to do, or maybe like this is how I should do it. Maybe that's right, maybe this is wrong. You're questioning everything pretty much.
Right.
And it sucks, but
Yeah,
everybody's got to go through it. So you got the answer for us?
Yeah, so Eric Erickson.
Erickson,
he was a
that's right.
psychologist, you know, and he had these stages of life or whatever. And from 13 to 21 years old, and you know, those vary obviously from person to person. You go through this conflict called identity versus role confusion.
Yeah.
And so this is
That's
why
right.
we're always questioning everything, is because, like, do we like who we are? You know, like, are we comfortable with this? Because after this, this is pretty much your identity for life, you know, and obviously you can change small bits about it, but, you know, who you are fundamentally is kind of, this is where it's kind of buckled down, you know?
Yeah.
So scary.
Yeah. It's
It really
terrifying
is,
because
yeah.
you have like so many options in front of you. You know, that's so weird that like a lot of people will like see these options as like stressful. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying I do
Right.
myself, but like it should be like more like excitement. Like holy crap, I got all these things in front of me. I can do this, but instead we tend to focus on the stress part.
Right,
So that's dope.
And I think it's because there's so many choices.
Yeah,
you
there.
know?
Yeah,
And
the sheer
so
number of
we
choices
feel
is just
overwhelmed.
terrifying.
Because we have to deal with that and the rest of life all at once.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to deal with like college and schoolwork and stuff,
And then
work,
money,
yeah, and
Job,
along with
family,
your identity,
like
you know?
like making.
Right. If all you have to do is
You
find
have to
your
make time for
identity-
everything.
Yeah, and if all you have to do is find your identity, then it wouldn't be as hard. You know,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
could
You
just be
could
like,
just
okay,
go
I'm gonna
pack
figure this out.
backpack in Europe.
Yeah, for real, and just do you. But you know, unfortunately, can't.
Unfortunately, nope.
But to
Everything
anybody,
gets
you know,
thrown
experiencing
on you.
this
Yeah.
confusion, you know, just
You're not alone.
right, and
That's
just
for
take
sure.
a deep breath, because like it may seem overwhelming and stuff, but it'll work out, you know, because this is just a stage in life. And, you know, like, when you get past this, you'll be fine. And same with choosing a college, like, you know, if you're not in college yet or whatever, like, it seems super stressful, but you will be fine any way you go, you know?
I'll be
like,
fine. Stop crying about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Now we're here to bully you.
Nah.
But just
No, we're
choose,
just
like,
tearing you to
go
shreds.
with your gut, you know?
Ooh, I have a call. Should I answer this?
Probably not.
I don't know who this is. Never mind.
Off the top calls.
Off the top calls on call?
Sure.
On air?
Sure. All right.
On call
what
on
advice
air.
did you have, though?
Oh yeah. So I just have one piece of advice for everybody who's going through figuring out your identity. Stressful times. So like I've been reading Mastery a little bit more. I have fallen very behind in it. I have not been reading it enough. That's for sure. But it suggests being actively alert, like aware of your surroundings, aware like you have perspective of your situation. You're aware of your surroundings and you're aware of what you're doing all the time, and you just actively try to improve yourself.
Right. Yeah.
That's like what all you can do right now, because you're definitely going to be stressed and it's not going to change until you figure it out.
Right.
So what you just need to do is be aware of everything. Alert.
No, I get that for sure. Sorry, yawning.
You're good.
Like, I feel like people think that, like, changing yourself or improving yourself is all in, like, one big motion. But really, if you just take it, like, small action by action,
that's the only way you can do it.
Right, and look at your, you know, minute-to-minute, day-to-day activities and try improving yourself through that, then it'll be way more successful than just trying to, like...
You'll be better off in the long run if you just try to do piece by piece.
Right,
to start
because...
off.
If you do it all at once, like, it's never going to stick, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you just get in the routine of doing small stuff better or whatever, you know, improving yourself through that, then that'll stick, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But,
It's really weird, but, like, I have, like, a little, like factoid right now.
Give it to us.
Give it to us.
Throw it down.
Hit us with it. All right. Anyway, so I didn't know this. It's in my notes.
All
That's
right.
why I'm, like, thinking
yeah.
of it. But, McDonald's puts $10 million into water purification, and that's why their pop is so good. Never knew. But their pop is literally amazing. McDonald's Coke is amazing.
About that. I'm not real sure, but McDonald's Coke is the best. I've
It's
heard
the best
McDonald's
pop.
Diet Coke is really, really good too. I've never had it.
It's because of the water purification. It's the purest water. So
I used to work at McDonald's, and I mean, you know, all the pop stuff is not in our control. You know, it's already preset, and we just pour them or whatever. But that is interesting.
I know. It's weird. So go get a McDonald's.
Another
Coke,
thing,
or...
just a factoid from my end, you know. Here, it's not about McDonald's or water purification, but do you know that, like, the height of Mount Everest is pretty disputed? Like,
people don't know.
Like, people can't decide what is the, like, top point.
So, like,
is the highest
Is
height.
it, like, within, like, 5 feet? Do we have, like, an
estimate?
estimate?
It's within 5-10 feet. Like,
okay.
So the popular one is, like, I think it's 29,029 feet. And then someone else, I forget, 29,029 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But then someone else, I forgot who, went 29,035 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, like, 2 countries. I think this was, like 2 countries that didn't own it, you know? It was like America was one, and then, like, some other country was another.
Yeah.
And Nepal and China, I think, which is what it borders on, what Mount Everest borders on.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, like, let us do this because, you know, we own it or whatever. You know, like,
that makes sense.
Like, we know Mount Everest better than anyone. You know, like the Sherpas and stuff. Like, they literally guide people up there.
I would hope they would do it themselves.
And so,
what did they say?
Nobody really knows. Like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's still in dispute.
So if you guys want to go, take your rulers. go
Take a single ruler, and you'll have to keep going up. You'll have to do that. You'll have to do that 29,000 times.
Wait a sec. Oh my goodness. Take a yardstick, maybe. That'll help you a little bit more.
Yeah, by dividing it by 3. All right.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Quick OT facts.
Yeah, OT. So we had OT movie review, OT facts, and OT calls today.
Oh my goodness.
So,
OTMR, OTF, and OTA.
Yeah.
OT advice.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't already. We appreciate everyone listening to us.
Please.
Check us. I need to feed my kids. Check us out on Twitter at Off the Top 7, or just Off the Top Podcast if you look it up.
Yep.
And thank you so much for everyone listening.
I have a little bit of news. It's not really news.
All right,
but
hit us.
Yeah.
Closer.
Just a little cleaning, I guess, house cleaning.
All right. Don't know what's about to happen.
I
don't know what you're about to say.
I'm just trying to empty out the closet of things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What are you going to say?
So, soon, very, very soon, if you guys are still
Done.
listening to us right now, are
Please.
really annoying, please subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. No, we should be up on Apple iTunes podcast soon.
Right.
Yeah, It's big news. We're trying to figure that out. Me and Kevin are in the process of doing all that. You have to jump through so many hoops.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to finish that up right now. I think that is all.
Yeah.
I think
so
that is all.
thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, just look out. We'll send an update.
And then leave any comments or reply to us on Twitter, message us on Twitter, anything like that. If you want to see anything specific talked about in the podcast.
Yeah, comment below if you're really poor and you need subscribers, because we relate.
Yep. So yeah.
Please.
See you guys next week. We gotta go. See you guys.
All right. Peace.